Views and opinions expressed are not necessarily those of the staff or management of the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas podcast.
Well, hello there, and welcome to this week's edition of the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas podcast. I'm John Eagleman. Thanks for being here. This week, we're in Fayetteville at the Mockingbird Kitchen, talking with co-owners Chrissy Sanderson Leigh Helm. But before we get to them, food news. Indeed it is. And yesterday was a big day in the Bentonville Square as the Sestina, the Eddy, and Field Notes, the three new food and bev concepts located inside the Compton Hotel, opened their doors. The Sestina is a Tuscan steakhouse where the steaks are cooked over a wood-burning grill. They also have handmade pastas and seasonal shareable plates. You'll need a reservation there. Indigo Road founder, managing partner, and chief vision officer Steve Palmer worked on the concept with the Rope Swing Group and further explains the concepts for the Sestina, the Eddy, and Field Notes.
Tuscany was really, in terms of Italian cuisine, was the first place of seasonal cooking using only local ingredients. So as overstated and over-cliched as it is, it was really the beginning of the farm-to-table movement in Italy, and Angus beef, Chiano beef, was a big part of that story. So when you visit Tuscany, there's often steakhouses that also feature handmade pastas, seasonal vegetables. So that's really kind of where we wanted to focus with Sestina. So guests can come and they can do lots of different things with the menu. If you want to just come and have a bowl of pasta and a glass of wine, you can. If you want to have the dry-aged steak for two, you can do that as well. And Field Notes is our all-day coffee cafe. And this really for us is sort of, in a lot of ways, it's what we want it to be is the meeting place for the community. So it's the front door to the square. We hope that people will be in and out of Field Notes all day long. We've got breakfast, lunch, alcoholic beverages, and then finally the Eddy, which is our second floor bar that I think has the prettiest view of the Bentonville Square. Handmade cocktails, extensive bourbon list, extensive champagne list, with small bites. So yeah, we're excited to have another chapter of the Indigo Road in Bentonville.
Heads up, this Sunday is the Downtown Fayetteville Holiday Hall Brunch Crawl, and we're giving away 2 tickets. It's from 11 to 2, and you'll be eating brunch bites from 15 local spots and having boozy or non-boozy drinks, as well as having shopping challenges in the shops around the square and raffles as well. Here's how to win tickets. Just follow the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, if you're there, and tag a friend you'd like to take with you. You can also follow the link on the post to take you to the ticket page if you just want to go ahead and buy some for yourself. If you get in downtown Fayetteville, I hate that I can't make this one because it feels like it's tailor-made for me, I swear. Maxine's Tap Room is having their 12th annual Nog-Off. That's right, it's an eggnog competition benefiting the Fayetteville Independent Restaurant Alliance, which we've talked about on here many times. Outstanding cause. It's happening this Monday, and it starts at 5:30. 8 local bartenders will compete, and you will be able to get an 8-nog flight for just $20, and then you can vote. Bo Counts of Pinpoint won last year, and he will be there to defend his title. If you're a fan of the Dive in downtown Bentonville, chances are you'll like Fry. Kyle Reedy owned the Dive and is aiming to open Fry on Saturday, December the 13th. It's located at 100 Southwest 2nd Street. They're still hiring, by the way, and if you're interested, send your resume to thefrybaby@gmail.com. That's right, thefrybaby@gmail.com. As of now, we have the possibility of 3 new openings happening in January, and we hope to narrow that down to the actual dates soon, and we'll start in Bentonville. If everything goes according to plan, Parlay on 8th could open in January. Of course, it's in the spot formerly known as the Holler at the 8th Street Market. Also, Desi Fusion plans to open in January in the former Punjabi kitchen space at 2567 West Sunset in Springdale. And finally, KDK's Chicken and Waffles will be opening in a brick and mortar and are aiming for January as well. They'll be at 1772 North College Avenue in the spot that was Natural State Smoothies. And finally, if you've been in business for 20 years, you deserve a pretty special shout out here. And that honor goes to Cosmo's Greek Cafe in Fayetteville. They're celebrating their 20th anniversary, and congrats to them. I need to get back for some of that chicken souvlaki. And this week's Flavors Flashback, we go all the way back to April 4th of 2024, when I had the pleasure of interviewing Priscilla and Danielle of Nellie B's Bakery in Elkins, which, by the way, you may have heard on this very show last week that you can now get their goods at the shops at Brick City in Fayetteville. Anywho, they moved here from California, and soon after opening Nellie B's, there was something that surprised them.
We've had some really entertaining dirt road deliveries.
Oh.
And being from California, didn't even really think about that. You know, I'm just off the highway.
Did not know what a county road was.
A mile down. And, we almost did a creek crossing. We had a dog as the maid of honor on one of our weddings. Ring bearer. She got chased by a rooster and a dog.
With like a 16-inch and 14-inch stacked tiered cake on a summer day. It was terrifying.
Oh my
and I'm
gosh.
like, this is like carrying a small child. Like, this is heavy. And we went up to the wrong barn because there was more than one.
Oh no.
After the dirt road. There's a lot of stories there, yeah.
Dirt road deliveries. I love it.
There was even two weddings, like almost directly across the dirt road from each other.
Road.
And we were like, okay, GPS doesn't work out here. How are we going to figure out? Mm-hmm. We found it, but...
Well, we found it. We drove about a half a mile down their dirt road, parked. They had a side-by-side waiting for us, and they said, hop in, hold on, with 5 wedding cakes.
Oh, no.
And so we had to take it down into a cow pasture.
Oh, no.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Everything made it safe, but it's just amazing. That was like every weekend, and finally I was like, I don't know if I have the...
Soon thereafter, did you add these special delivery instructions, please?
Oh my gosh.
We've learned to ask, how is the road?
Yeah.
But I even did a test run, and the bride was really vague, but she came in and gave me a whole diagram, and there's no cell service out there. So I did a test run the weekend before without a cake. And there's no way that a stacked cake would have made it up that road.
Oh, no.
There was switchbacks and a whole bunch of sump holes. And my back was like all messed up by the time we got back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I told her you can't take that thing up that road stacked. It will be in pieces.
Yeah.
So we've learned to ask questions.
This month is a very momentous one for the Mockingbird Kitchen. Chef Chrissy Sanderson and Leigh Helm opened the restaurant a decade ago this month. They'll talk about what it was like getting the doors open back then and how they've been able to thrive this long. They'll also talk about having to turn on a dime because of COVID. In fact, they'll tell us about that actual day it happened and what it was like having to deal with something that you can't really prepare for and how the community stepped up for them. There are really some fun stories there. And finally, the food. Upscale, approachable, fresh, and scratch-made. By the way, I had my introduction to stir-fried farro with shrimp, and I'm an evangelist now. And that mockingbird pie. Whew. We talk about that and more. That's next, right here on the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. Innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. They're skilled experts, discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, leading by example. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org.
We're at the Mockingbird Kitchen today, and we were with co-owners Leigh Helm, Chef Chrissy Sanderson. Guys, how are you?
Great, how are you?
Good. Thanks for having me. I've been looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it is. It is. And speaking of looking forward to this, there are a lot of people that look forward to this place and have for many years. 10 years coming up.
I know.
Tell me about
Isn't
it.
Crazy.
I know. Does it feel like it?
Yes and no.
Yeah, that's how those things go.
It's a really fair question, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's really fast, and then things like COVID happen, and then you're like, whoa. And
we'll
then,
get into that.
Yeah.
By the
Yeah.
way,
No.
speaking of also COVID. Well, not speaking of COVID. You guys, I'm going to jump on this real quick. You guys are about to be opening on Tuesday.
Yes.
Tell me about
Yes,
that.
we are.
Well, as in COVID, which we'll talk about later,
Yeah.
but our we've rebuilt our team. We've got more experienced help. We've just we've been building and building and building, and we think it's a good time for us to expand our hours.
That's great.
Yeah.
And people have been asking for it for a while, and we're like,
Yeah.
okay, I think we're ready.
Yeah.
Now is the time.
Yep.
By the way, we didn't talk about this, but experienced help is so hard.
Yes.
in this
Yes.
business in this area to
We've
get.
been very lucky.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
Very lucky.
Well,
We've had one of our cooks, sous chef. He just left us, but he was with us for 8 years
Wow.
to start his own thing. So he's off to do his own thing. But
well, good.
Yeah,
I mean, I say good in starting his own thing, and not that he's starting somewhere else.
Yeah.
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 But
Well, that's what you want to see in your employees is to
100%.
grow, to come from you,
Yeah.
and they've learned things, and they're going to grow and
Yeah.
move on, and that's what you want.
which reflects very positively on you two, I might
Thank
add,
you.
as someone who's worked in the space. So I want to get started. Where are you guys from? Who wants to start?
I mean, I consider myself from Fayetteville, but I didn't graduate high school here.
Okay.
I was born in Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
We moved around a lot when I was a kid. We lived in Syracuse, New York, Spartanburg, South Carolina, Houston, Texas. We moved to Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Okay.
Graduated high school South Side
Okay.
in '88, and then I went to Ohio State for a few years.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm a big Buckeye fan.
All right.
But then, 20s didn't really do very well in my first couple rounds of school. So
Girl.
came back, yeah. So I came back home and then decided I had some friends up here in Fayetteville, and they said, hey, why don't you come up here? I need a roommate and go to school. And so I got my BA in political science from U of
Okay.
A, and then wandered off to culinary school. So that's kind of my short
Wandered
history.
off.
Yeah, wandered off to culinary school.
Okay. Lee, your turn.
I was actually born in Fayetteville.
Okay,
My
nice.
family is from Northwest Arkansas.
Okay.
When I was 4, we moved to Mexico, and then Thailand, Malaysia, Taiwan. We moved back to the United States when I was in the 6th grade. Lived in Idabel, Oklahoma for a bit.
I do know Idabel.
Then we moved to Connecticut, lived
Okay.
there for 4 years. I ended up graduating high school from Sonoma, California.
My gosh.
And then I went to UC Santa Barbara for a few years. And then
UCSB.
UCSB.
Yeah.
I'm a gaucho, sort of.
Great
Almost.
baseball. Great baseball.
And good at volleyball, all the
Yes.
kind.
And
Oh, yeah.
basketball sometimes, too. Yeah.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
And then, but life happened, and
Yeah.
I decided I moved back here. My sister was living here, and all my extended family is from here. And so I went to the U of A, and I graduated from there. And then I went to massage therapy school. So
Nice. Nice.
So yeah, I consider myself from Fayetteville.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Boy, that passport must look like something, huh?
If I could have it, still have it. Yeah.
Oh,
it would
that's true, yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it was colorful there for a little bit.
Colorful indeed. How did you guys meet?
Roommates.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And gosh, was this in college or?
I was in college. I think you'd graduated already.
Yeah, I'd
Okay.
graduated. We were just sharing a house with
I
some
see.
friends, and
Yeah.
I think I had started working at JB Hunt at that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Well,
working in restaurants.
Yeah. So on the JB Hunt, I'd love to know about your background because I know it's not really, at least before here, restaurant related.
No, this is really my first restaurant. I got through college making copies at Kinko's when it was back on Dixon Street.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah, you did.
I have worn toner in my life.
Oh.
But yes, I had a degree in Spanish, and in the 90s, I got a job at JB Hunt, and I worked there for 7 years.
Okay.
And then when we had gotten together, and she wanted to go to culinary school in New York, we moved there. I worked for a trucking company there for 2 years, and then we moved back here. And I took a little break from transportation, and then I went back to JB Hunt, and
Okay.
I worked there another 7 years. So I've been there twice. So
Okay. And what did you do at JB Hunt?
I was I was customer service, and
Okay,
then I
yeah.
was a dispatcher, and then I was a load planner, and then I worked in intermodal.
Oh, wow.
So I did a variety of things in the first round.
You were a utility infielder, was
well,
what you were.
I was learning new things.
Yeah,
It's good to learn new
absolutely.
things.
Exactly. Exactly. Chef Chrissy, tell me, did you always want to cook? Did you grow up cooking?
I did. I mean,
Yeah.
my grandmothers both were great cooks. My mom cooked, so we made a lot of things from scratch. And I necessarily didn't want to be a chef until I started working at the old school Bordino's back when it was
Smoke and barrels.
Smoke and Barrel,
Oh,
which doesn't even
okay.
exist anymore. But
Well,
it was
yeah.
a small Bordino's, and so I was a bartender and a waiter for a number of years, and then got my political science degree at U of A, and then I was like, that's when I decided to go to culinary school. That's when like Wine Spectator was taken off. We didn't even have the Food Network on cable in Fayetteville yet.
Okay.
But I was reading about a lot of the chefs in Wine Spectator and other magazines, and I was like, I think I want to go do that. And then I applied, and I got in. And
Culinary Institute of America.
Yeah,
Yeah.
CIA, which is
Yeah.
not an easy thing.
Yeah, well, back then you had to have 6 months experience in a kitchen.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So,
all right.
so I graduated. I wasn't Victorian of my class, but I was salutatorian.
Oh, look at you. Wow. Mrs. Fancy Pants over
Fancy
here.
Pants over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just really had a passion for food. I think working at Bordino's was a great place to, I realized that there was a connection between food and wine pairings,
Yes.
and that just really intrigued me. And so I wanted to go, and I was older. I was like 30 when I graduated, I think, and got my bachelor's degree, and then.
Right there with you.
And then I was like, all right, well, I don't want to be a teacher. I don't want to be a lawyer. What else can I do? And so I was like, well, I'll go to culinary school, and I'll take this passion for the food and wine.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked, seeing Joe Fennell, who owned Bordino's at the time, and all his energy and, passion for it as well. And so that's contagious. And took that, and that was we moved to New York for 2 years, maybe 2.5, something like that. And, came back, and Joe said, hey, I've got this, Juan is leaving. That was the chef at the time. And he said, do you want to take his job? And I was fresh out of culinary school, and I said, sure.
Yeah.
And the rest is kind of history from there,
Let me tell you, it's I don't know if you, in sports, you have like a head coach, and you see their coaching trees, everyone that's coached under him. The cooking tree under Bordino's is vast.
Huge.
Unbelievable.
Huge.
It really is. That's something. So then you went to NWAC. You became an instructor there.
I was adjunct through, I started at Bordino's, and then I would teach like one class a semester.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And that was usually like a skills class, basic skills class. And so
Yeah.
I did that off and on for, 8 years.
Okay. All right.
And
nice.
I didn't get to have the pleasure of teaching at the new school that was connected with that up
Wasn't there
now.
yet, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
No Brightwater yet.
No
So
Brightwater. Yeah.
post NWAC, what came next for you
So
guys?
let's see. So Bordino's, I was there for 8 or 9 years.
Okay.
And then
Wow. Okay.
I sold groceries for a little while for some food companies,
Nice.
seeing if I liked that.
Yeah.
And then an opportunity came to put the chef hat back on, and I went corporate again to see if I liked that.
Yeah.
Working for a larger corporation. That wasn't really my scene,
Sure.
so an opportunity came open at Tuscan Trotter in Bentonville as a GM and not a chef.
Okay.
So I was the GM there for about 2.5 years.
Okay.
And then this spot came open, and Jeremy and Clayton from Woodstone, they had an Indian restaurant that unfortunately, Cardman and Curry, that didn't
Sure.
work out how they wanted it to. And they said, hey, I went, hey, the spot's open. And they said, yeah, you want to take over? And I was like, sure, we came up with a name for it. And
So let me stop you there.
Sure.
Had you been looking to have your own place? you
yes,
guys?
for
Okay.
years.
Okay.
And
All
I knew
right.
it needed to be a turnkey.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have the money for the
Sure.
build out.
Sure.
So I didn't. That's a beast in its own. Having built the big Bordino's, gone from the small Bordino's to the big Bordino's.
Oh, you were there for the shift.
I was there for the shift.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow.
So Joe and I partnered.
Okay.
And we. It was every week. It was sitting down with architects and electricians and plumbers and trying to, figure out how to make this space that was the old bread building on Dixon Street.
Good
and
times.
turning it into a restaurant, and then on top was going to have office spaces.
Right.
And so that was crazy. Everything was going according to our construction plan until I think somewhere in June the bricklayers went on strike, and then we had to, because Joe was very we have to be done this, and it was true. You needed to have
It's
a
very
schedule.
segmented, yeah.
Yeah. So about July we were like, okay, well that's not going to happen in
Oh,
July.
no.
So so it was. You know, we got it done. You know,
Yeah.
We had I'll never forget. We had our first.
Were you outside with bricks, learning how to lay them and
We decided to turn the water on, and we realized that the pipes behind the bar weren't actually sealed correctly, so we had water flowing everywhere.
Oh no!
Yeah, it wasn't terrible. We figured that out. It's like, hey, plumbers, come back and seal these for us.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jeremy, get over here. What's happening? You didn't tell us about
funny.
this, dude.
No, it wasn't here. It was at the Big Bordino's.
Oh, the Big Bordino's. I'm sorry.
Big-
That's right.
yeah,
That's
Big
right.
Bordino's.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, my fault. Oh my gosh, that's great. Well, and you mentioned it. You guys got this place. What was it like? It's turnkey, but at the same time, you kind of get to paint your own canvas a little bit. Tell me about that.
So we painted the walls.
We
else did
added
we
some
do?
color to
Yeah.
it. I mean, they had added that green grass wallpaper, and so we brought it across and painted the
Painted that here.
chair rail and that sort of
Yeah,
broke.
got some different tables, and the tables have kind of changed over the years.
Sure.
We added our art, but
yeah.
this is the art that they had
Yeah.
here
Moved
because
that
we
around.
felt like
Okay.
that fit with us. It's a local artist, Brandon Bullitt, who made these.
Okay.
And so we kind of, mixed and matched.
We had to get the Audubon prints on the wall over there.
Yeah, because
you
I
know.
felt like that sort of fit with our, aesthetic.
So Lee, we kind of skipped something. You had to change careers all of a sudden. Tell me about getting out of corporate life and jumping into restaurant work.
Well, at the time, I was working at J.B. Hunt again, but I had just kind of gone in as an entry level because I hadn't decided what I wanted to be when I grew up again. And so Chrissy's like, I think I want to do this. And I was like, well, I could do this too. I'm looking for some new challenge.
Yeah.
And so I had thought I could do this. You know what I mean? I do a lot of our bookkeeping.
Yeah.
And I pay the bills and I manage that. And I have a lot of customer service experience
Sure.
because that's kind of what I've done. And so I thought, well, I'll learn it. I can learn how.
Yeah.
And we'll see if it's something I like.
Yeah.
So we've, it's been challenging, and I feel like I have sort of found my role here, and I'm glad I did it because I have learned new things. And
I've heard restaurants are never the same.
Yeah.
You can't take a break and feel like, okay, we're cruising now, because that cruising's about to stop, accelerate, or fall off the cliff.
Yep.
That kind of business, it needs a lot of attention.
Constant, yeah.
You constantly need to be sharpening it a little bit,
Yeah.
and keeping an eye.
It's a great line.
If you're not careful, you start drifting.
Oh my gosh,
And
yes.
so you have to pay attention to kind of keep it going in the direction you want it to be.
So, speaking of that, in the direction you want to be, first thing you've got to do is open the doors. How was that, getting that together?
Well, we signed the paper to buy this place December 31st of 2015.
We did.
Boy,
That's
Happy
how-
New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. So we came in here and popped a bottle of bubbly and said, wow, we own a restaurant.
How are we going to make this work?
How are we going to do this? So
Now what?
Yeah. So we got the loan and all that. We had all that stuff worked out. But
We worked with the university.
Oh, yeah.
The Small Business and Technology Center. which
Not
is
the first person to say that on
and
this podcast.
they are a great resource,
Yeah.
and
They are
they're
a
going to
great
come up
resource.
again. So
Yeah.
I highly recommend anybody who's thinking about
Any kind of business.
any kind of business, and even an existing business,
You
getting
bet.
with them, because that is their sole purpose, is to work with businesses to make them better.
That's
Yes.
great. That's
They're
amazing.
awesome.
That's great.
But yeah, so we, like mid-January, I was like, calling the city, trying to get everything, and she was still working at JB Hunt, and I'm trying to get this thing, and I'm like, if I don't set a date, I'm just going to sit here and
It's true.
cook food and
Putter.
putter.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, March 1st, let's do it. So by March 1st, we had people hired, we had staff, we had menus, we did a soft opening. I don't think we really, we were kind of cruised. We didn't really run into any hiccups, knock on wood.
I mean, there was lots of things that we were like, oh, we should have done that.
Oh, yeah, totally.
But nothing stands out. Most
Yeah.
of the things that I remember was, this building is 60 years
Oh,
old.
gosh.
Yeah,
I think this
yeah.
building and I are the same age, and it's like, so there's a lot of you like to start walking around and looking behind the walls and up
Oh,
in the
no.
crawl space,
Yeah.
and there's always an adventure.
I'm sure.
And it's been so many restaurants over the years. It's the spaces. I think it was a Chinese restaurant in the 80s.
Okay.
It was a Mexican restaurant. It's been an Italian,
Italian
restaurant.
restaurant.
It was Hawaiian Brian's.
Yep.
It was cardamom and curry. Somebody came by and said that they had opened one I've never heard of.
Yeah, so
And
it's just been a lot of restaurants over the years. So we're still kind of finding random things here and there.
Yeah.
The one thing that you can always look back on things and say, oh man, I really wish we would have done this. I wish I would have ripped that wait station out and turned it into a bar.
Okay.
Because we don't have it. We sell cocktails, we sell beer, we sell wine,
Sure.
but we don't have that sort of bar atmosphere.
Sure,
you
yeah.
know? So
There's still time.
I know.
10 years ago, we had more energy.
Yeah, exactly.
I hear you. Amen. Amen to
I
that.
know. But now I don't even think I would have put it there. I think I would have put it. I'd put it up front.
Yeah,
you
I would too.
'cause, I mean, that'd be a great holding place for people.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But
That's a
anyway,
great point.
yeah.
So you guys get the doors open. You're going. What was it like building up that brand here?
That's scary.
Yeah.
So, I mean, no one knows who you are.
Yeah.
You know, you're in this shopping center, which wasn't in the best condition back. I don't know if you were familiar with Evelyn Hills back
Sure.
at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Nobody's going to drive by and see you.
yeah.
It's a fair point, yeah.
Tucked
Yeah.
away in the corner. Fortunately, we're very lucky to be right next to Arcadia. So
Yeah.
Shay's awesome, and he, you know, is
What a
always
fun
talking
place.
about us,
Yeah,
and
that's
know,
great.
You know, telling people to come and try us. So that was awesome.
Very cool.
But yeah, we just had to use social media.
We did a lot of events.
Yeah, did a lot of
Chefs
in the Garden.
and
Great. Yeah.
Soup Sunday.
Soup Sundays
We
and
did
things
just
like
did
that.
different events. We would show up and hand out our
Smart.
cards and
Yeah.
try to
Yeah.
do that. We got on. We had some. Got our website up. We started posting like twice a day because both of us were posting
Mm-hmm.
on social medias and. Fortunately, we had a lot of friends.
Yeah. Well, she had people from JB Hunt that
Sure.
wanted to come and try the place out.
That's great.
I had people from NWAC. I had people that knew me from Bordino's back in the day. So we used, and just our group of friends were very supportive over the first.
great.
They still are, but really the important first 5 years.
Oh, God,
couldn't
yeah.
have done them without them
Yeah.
at
Well,
all.
After that first 5 years comes COVID.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. I'm glad we can laugh about that. I'm
know,
glad you
right?
guys can laugh about that because that's
It was crazy.
that's a tough time.
That's crazy. So I just remember.
The shutdown
They
day.
shut us down because.
Yeah.
So a little bit of backstory. It was her grandmother's
100th birthday,
100th birthday.
was the Sunday before they shut us down, and
Yep.
so I ended up going to an event in Cane Hill, Arkansas.
Sure.
And she had 6 kids; they all had a multitude, and so there was tons of people at this
Tons
event
all over the country.
All over the country.
wow.
Show up. We're all hanging out together, and then the next day they shut us all down. And I don't think anyone came home sick or ended up becoming sick. Neither.
I totally thought that's where you were going with
No,
this.
No,
no,
it
no.
was
Okay,
just
good.
crazy how that all worked. But that's how come I always remember what day it was because
Yeah.
she was March 15th. It was her birthday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
it's
I remember having discussions with some of her cousins, and they're like, they can't shut you down. And I was like, I think they're going to.
Yeah.
I think they're going to. And
Yeah.
the next day, boom.
Yeah.
So we were shut down, just having to send our employees as go directly to the unemployment office because I don't know what else to do for you guys.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
And so then we opened for to go and we got overwhelmed because it was just
So
Chrissy and I. We were so not ready.
We're
because-
so not ready.
Oh,
We
no.
I just thought, it won't be, people will be freaked out or staying home or whatever. And fortunately, her sister and
My niece lives
were
with-
in town, and they were hanging out with us here. And Alicia has a restaurant experience, so she was helping bag up things. And
Oh, my gosh.
it was crazy. We had 45-minute ticket times.
Oh no.
I don't even know if I got anybody's order right. I was back there going, I'm trying. Yeah, it was.
So then the next day we called some people back.
Yep.
all the tickets lined
Yeah.
up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tick tick tick, and I'm like, oh my God, really? And people waiting in the parking lot, and I was like, oh my Lord. Yeah. So then the next day we said,
that's
hey,
great.
some of our leaders, we said, hey, do you want to come back and work masked, whatever we had to do at the
Yeah,
time, and
yeah.
and yeah, just to get through that, and then just sitting there. Watching the television and
Yeah.
watching the governor give his address every day and trying
Yeah,
to figure
oh,
out what we
gosh.
were going to do, and then trying to figure out how they were going to help us financially.
Yeah.
And having to, fill this paperwork out. Then the next day, no, don't fill that paperwork out. Fill this paperwork out. Send your stuff
Oh,
to this
no.
email. No, send it to that email. It was crazy there for
And
a while.
that's where the Small Business and Technology Center
Oh, my
came
gosh,
in.
yes.
Because
Oh, wow.
they started a weekly Zoom call for restaurants. Because they had worked with so many. And so what they were doing is they found out all this paperwork. They found out about grants. They made the effort. They worked
How
through
great
it.
is that?
That was
It was
amazing.
awesome, and
It saved us.
They saved us because they were helped us. Here's what you're going to need to put together. Here's what you're going to need. Here's some ones we found. They had people come in from the unemployment office, from the state, from the city, from the SBA, from all these different
And
things.
lawyers.
And lawyers
Wow.
and different people were coming in, and insurance and talked to us every week. Plus, we all kind of there were some of us that we all didn't know each other, but we all kind of got to learn and talk to each other.
That's great.
And establish relationships with new people.
I was
and
about to say.
Share good practices.
Yeah.
You know, we were able to share, this works for me, this works for, that worked for you, maybe I'll try.
Yeah.
That really helped us, and it kind of kept you sane because every week you could have some people that were in your specific industry that you could commiserate with. So they helped
find out different things they were doing.
Yeah. And
really
so
smart.
They were that really kind of helped us get through, and we ended up pairing with someone we had not really had an online ordering system. We got that going, so that really helped us out.
Very cool.
And able to add that to our project, and we slowly worked through it. We slowly worked through, okay, we can't have customers, okay, now we can have some customers in, okay, now we can have more customers in, and then we just started bringing people back as our business grew.
We reached out to different people that we had let go to see if they wanted to come back.
It's great.
So, a lot of them did.
Yeah.
And then we hired some new people.
Yeah. You guys built a patio.
And we built a patio.
That's our COVID prize,
That's
as I call it.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of those around here.
Yeah. And my landlord, we had asked before, but at the time he wasn't ready. But now he was ready for us, and it really added something to this corner because there wasn't anything down here. And then when Summer Moon moved next door, they had a second patio. So now it's all lit up between all our lights to draw your eye.
Mm-hmm. You can see it from the road. Yeah. You can see it from college.
So in Fayetteville, you can sit outside 9 months out of the year. So almost.
True.
So there's...
Here we are in mid-November. If it wasn't raining, you could sit outside today
It was
easily.
open yesterday.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's been a good addition, though
Yeah.
it's kind of a funky addition because we can't actually bring you a drink. You can carry the drink yourself from the door to the patio.
Funky is right.
Yeah. We can take away your empty plates. We can take away the empty glass, but we cannot carry alcohol. We're technically an ORA out there.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Plus, you get to make sure if they can still walk. That way you can see if they're...
Exactly.
You serve them, right?
Yep.
Well, that's great. Well, and I'm sure the bounce back, like everyone else, you kind of... A little bit of starting over.
Yeah, a little bit of starting over. But, one I do want to mention one thing that happened, Lee kind of touched on this, was, that group that we were meeting with once a week with the university, but also some of us, I don't know if you've heard of I think you have because I think you interviewed Reese, but the Fayetteville Independent Restaurant Association.
So great.
That started from COVID.
Yeah.
So there were silver linings,
Yeah.
So, we're still helping people today because it's, still hard to find a house. It's still... it's not affordable to live in Fayetteville if you're, making a certain
things
wage.
happen.
And things happen.
Emergencies happen.
There's so many great things about the restaurant industry, but there's so many problems. Our people aren't employed.
Yeah.
They live paycheck to paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
There's no
Absolutely.
health insurance in general. Especially independent.
And if you're a larger larger group of restaurants, then there are some places that have restaurants.
Sure.
But if you're a small place like us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard for she is really champion trying to get us health insurance for our employees, but it's just we just can't find something that's even
affordable.
feasible for us to do. So
well, a great organization that Reese and everybody started up over there at Fayetteville IRA. I know I talked with her and she said, well, I get a lot of people asking from Bentonville and Rogers and even Lowell, places like that. And she's like, guys, I'm a restaurant. I don't have time. I barely have time to do this.
I mean,
so
I've heard that
great,
too.
Great cause.
If a group of people from those cities like Rogers and Bentonville want to ask us how we started, well, it's doable.
Yeah.
You just have to have somebody really spearheading it.
Yeah, that's exactly what Reese said. Same thing. Well, are you guys ready to talk food?
Let's do it.
Let's talk food. We got that. The Mike Engelman Home Pro Tip of the Week, and that's next right here on the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas.
Let me show you something.
Connect with us at Flavors of Northwest Arkansas on Facebook and Instagram, or by email at flavorsofnwa@gmail.com.
Okay, it is time for the Mike Engelman Home Pro Tip of the Week, and for that, we go to Chef Chrissy. Chef, what do you have?
All right. Well, I think the biggest pro tip is, if you're short on time, is, if you can just plan ahead just a little bit. You're going to make chicken for dinner. Make sure it's thawed out and ready to roll. If you're going to season it, just season it in the morning or the night before. And then have it in the, container or vessel and pop it in the oven you know?
Can I ask a dumb question?
Yeah, sure.
So when you say season before, you don't season while it's still frozen, right?
No.
Okay, just double checking.
No. I mean, you can.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Sure, you can, yeah. I mean, it might just be, you know, it just depends. Like, it just depends on what you're seasoning it with.
Okay,
I guess I should
that's
say.
fair.
I guess
Sure,
I should say.
that's fair.
I mean, if you're gonna fry it, that's a whole different thing.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're just gonna bake it, or, you know, buy some of those Instapots are really great too.
Yeah. Yeah. No
You know,
kidding. No
you just
kidding.
throw your beef in there, and it'll be done in an hour. So,
Goodness. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Good tip.
Yeah.
Well
And
done.
You want another tip?
Well, if you got it.
So
I'll take whatever you got.
This just goes from like just as a restaurateur.
Okay.
And this, I guess, this goes back to planning as well.
Yeah.
If you know it's Valentine's Day and it's coming up, go ahead and make a reservation. If you know you're going to take your wife or your husband out for dinner.
That's a really good tip, by the way.
Just
Yeah.
go ahead and make that reservation
Yeah.
for that restaurant. You know you want to go.
Not the week of.
Not the week of.
Yeah.
And don't. And if
Mother's
you
Day, don't discover you had a
Yeah.
mother Friday before Sunday, but Mother's Day. Lots of people discover they have mothers on Friday.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. All right. We'll be right back.
Your story doesn't have to end. As an organ donor, the good in you can live on. In fact, you can save up to 8 lives through organ donation. Sign up to give the gift of life after you're gone. You'll be happy you did. Just maybe, someone else will too. Sign up online today as an organ, eye, and tissue donor at organdonor.gov. It saves lives.
8:30 p.m. on January 26, 2022, I got the call that they had a kidney for me. I had 6 hours to get everything together and get to Dallas with my wife. We had a half hour to pack for 6 weeks. Throwing dirty clothes into trash bags, everything, and just throwing it in the car and going. And we went and got there and got everything done. And by 11:30 the next morning, I had a new kidney. It was that quick. The reason I was able to is because someone had signed up. You can do it at organdonor.gov. The Arkansas link takes 5 minutes to get through. The Texas link takes 5 minutes to get through to get signed up. Again, not sure about the other 48 states, but I'm sure it's pretty similar. Get signed up there. If not there, you can do it through the Health app on your iPhone. You can also do it the old school way. Go to the DMV or the Department of Finance here in Arkansas if you're getting a new license. Tell them you want to be an organ donor. Or if you're getting, if you've got to get new stickers for a car, you can tell them you want to do it as well. Organdonor.gov is the place to do it. Thank you as always. And we're back, Mockingbird Kitchen in Fayetteville, and we are talking food. Are you guys ready?
Oh yeah, always good to talk.
Always good to talk food. Chef Chrissy, how would you describe the food here?
I would describe it as comforting, fresh, made from scratch. All good ingredients go into. It's very nourishing food.
Okay, awesome. All right, that's a pretty good description.
Okay,
that sounds good to me. What were your food influences as you're putting together a menu or putting something together? What are your influences for your dishes?
Well, when we were going to open up Mockingbird, I wanted something that was going to be food that was going to be approachable, that people would recognize. That I wanted an upscale, casual place. I mean, coming from Bordino's, where I was the chef, which is more finer dining. Not that it's better, but I just wanted to be able to use those same quality ingredients, but in a more casual environment.
Yeah, a little more approachable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like, what do people know? Fried chicken, meatloaf,
Yum.
burgers, Cobb salads, Caesar salads, all the goodies,
I mean.
Club sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
And then, then you have to twist things up. We've got there's not a whole lot of duck on menus around in this area, so I wanted to do a duck dish. And then, so we have our smoked duck breast.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make that but I wanted to make that influenced by barbecue. So we have like a sweet potato smash that goes along with it, just some sauteed greens, and then it's smoked, and then we just heat it up, slice it, and then we serve it with a house-made barbecue sauce.
What do you smoke with?
It's a hickory. just hickory chips.
Ooh, yeah. All right, interesting. I like it.
We don't have a smoker. We just have it's just a pan smoke.
Yeah,
So it's it's just real quick, about 12 minutes.
it's great.
Yeah,
that's
So
all you
just
need for that.
Just gives you that little kiss of smoke and.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then we've got this blackened catfish dish.
Well, yeah, we're into mains, and it's I see fish and grits.
Yeah.
Because I do a shrimp and grits at home. I'm not advanced enough in my cooking to be able to have faith that I can do a fish and grits. But the way you do it, it's different. Please explain.
So it's a blackened catfish fillet, very lightly blackened. We don't do a real hard sear on that.
Yeah.
And we do it cast iron. And then we serve it over our creamy grits, which are really popular.
Yeah.
And we do the shrimp on it because people got to have the shrimp. So it's same blackened shrimp, but real quick blackening on the flat top. And then we do a tomato gravy, which that came from. It's more of a Mississippi influenced sauce, I guess. One of our servers was like, we were thinking about opening up for brunch, and she was like, "Hey, we have biscuits and gravy in Mississippi. We have this thing called tomato gravy."
Yeah.
And I've never heard of it. So internet, Googling it, trying to find out what tomato gravy.
Yeah.
I never really found a solid recipe, so I
Okay.
just made one up.
Nice.
And put things in that I like, and thought, it's a gravy, so it's going to have dairy in it. It is a gluten-free. I use cornstarch instead of flour. I make a roux with that.
Okay.
And then we used just plum tomatoes, and I put a little cumin, a little marjoram, salt and pepper.
It's funny when you think of
That's it.
different gravies, they all, they've all get the cream gravy, you got the brown gravy,
Yep.
but tomato gravy does kind of sound like something to kind of create on your
And
own.
when I had it on top of some grits one time, I was like, oh my God, this is like heaven.
Winner.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is great. So I was like, all right, so we'll put that on the menu.
Yeah.
I'll do the fish and grits because that, for some reason in my brain, I thought all those things would go together. And
Nice.
And then we did the biscuits and gravy, and that was kind of an option. You can do the white gravy or the tomato gravy.
Yeah. Interesting. So
yeah.
I've got to ask also, since we're talking about the mains, I want to get into the meatloaf too, because it's not, you see meatloaf on a menu.
Mm-hmm.
This is not that.
Right. Well, I wanted to use all local meats, so I
Sure.
knew I can get ground pork, I knew I can get ground beef.
You bet.
And then we take the ground pork, we make our own chorizo. So I wanted to add those something a little different in there. You take your meatloaf and you're going to baste it in ketchup. A lot of things like
Yeah.
that. That's a traditional recipe. Well, the ketchup is actually inside the meatloaf.
Okay.
With the chorizo and the pork and the beef, bread, obviously.
Yeah.
Eggs, and then we bake them off, and then we slice them. Mashed potatoes, and then I like with a little shiitake mushroom gravy on top.
Yummo.
And then a little bit of just potato crisps on top for some texture.
Nice. Very cool.
That's a little different.
It
It's not.
is.
It's as Lee calls it, the
polarizing meatloaf.
Polarizing.
When we first opened up, people were not ready for that.
Yeah.
But it's over the last 5 or 6 years, people they for the most part know what they're ordering
Absolutely.
and get it. But in the beginning, it was a bit of a shock for
now
people.
it's one of those dishes that people stop you in the street and go, "I'm going to come in and get some meatloaf."
Love it.
Yeah.
That's great. That's so great.
So that it's definitely an option. We try to have something for everyone. As I
Yes.
say,
Yeah.
Mom can bring the college kid who came home vegan, and Grandpa only eats
Yes.
meat, and there's something on there for everybody.
That's a great explanation.
I know. Well, because it's true.
Yeah. We have a veggie burger on the menu, and it's not a black bean burger. It's something I worked very hard on. When we first opened up, I put beets in it, but the beets made I don't know,
Too mushy.
too mushy.
Okay.
So I took it off the menu, and I think I worked on that veggie patty for about 3 months before I put it back on the menu.
Wow.
I just took the beets out, added different vegetables, added some flax meal for a binder, and so it's completely vegan veggie patty, and people love it. I mean, it's
That's real interesting.
it's very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it gives us a unique thing. Mm-hmm. It's like the duck tacos. We have the duck on the menu, but we also make duck tacos.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is a unique thing to
Yeah.
Mockingbird.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't want to skip the appetizers because you've got shrimp cakes, and as I were telling you guys earlier, whenever I see shrimp on a menu, everything else just kind of blurs because I'm kind of a shrimp degenerate, if you will. I love me some shrimp. Tell me about the shrimp cakes.
So I wanted to make it. I've been making crab cakes forever.
Sure.
And so I was like, well, I want to make a shrimp cake because that'll be something different. Mm-hmm. And then I was looking at just some Asian Chinese recipes where they use shrimp paste or they ground shrimp. So we'll take a very, very small shrimp. I think we get 91 110 shrimp in.
Okay.
Really small
Yeah,
shrimp.
yeah, for sure.
And then we'll pulse that in the in our big Roboku
Okay.
mixer, blender, whatever it is,
Yeah.
and food processor. Sorry, and
You're
then
good.
yeah, so that shrimp kind of becomes sticky in a way.
Yeah.
And then we'll put panko breadcrumb in there and herbs and spices and all kinds
Yummo.
of stuff, and then that's we bake them off. We don't fry them.
Oh, okay.
So we bake them, and then we'll just reheat them to order.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, really good. I would love to get into the Mockingbird.
Yes, that's our top-selling item.
Girl, tell me.
So again, inspired by really trying to use as much local as we can.
Sure, yeah.
So we get it from natural. Our beef comes from natural state beef. We get it from Cowboy Mike. He's a really nice guy. And we've been using that probably for, I don't know, 3 years now.
Okay, great.
And maybe even longer than that. But yeah, so it's a local beef patty. It comes with our secret sauce, which is sweet and tangy. And then you've got lettuce and tomato. And then we use a local bun
Okay.
from Ozark Natural Breads.
There you go.
And so that's our local patty. You can add whatever cheese you want to it.
Yeah.
Caramelized onions, bacon. People want sometimes put a fried egg on it if they want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Mix and match.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
It's customizable.
Put me to sleep.
Yes.
Just thinking
Yeah.
about it. Just a big yum. Speaking of big yum, when you think about club sandwiches, we've all got that picture in our head of the quarter, looks we all know what it looks
Yeah.
like. This is not that.
It is not that.
Yeah.
No, it's a club sandwich, but
Yeah.
it's on our house-made focaccia.
Girl.
Sliced turkey, sliced ham, fettuccine ham. Then we've got bacon on there. Our secret sauce again, lettuce and tomato. Yeah. And yeah, we toast up the focaccia, heat up the meats, and it's a warm club sandwich. And I
great.
honestly think it's like one of the best sandwiches we have on the menu.
That's great.
It's underrated for sure.
That's great. Briefly on the sides.
Okay.
I know we talked a little bit about what might be most popular, but I want to start with the sautéed broccolini and mushrooms. Not
Yes.
something you see on many sides.
Well, we had them for the farro dish, and I thought, I just love some sautéed broccolini,
Yeah.
and I like to put mushrooms in there when I do it.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's put it on the side. I
Yeah.
mean, we already have the ingredients.
It's great.
Let's show the people the wonderfulness of sautéed broccolini and mushroom.
And a lot of people get them.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
like,
I would.
the vegetable medley of
Yeah.
Mockingbird,
Right.
basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yep. And
That's
the most popular would be the sweet potato chips.
Okay.
You know,
That makes sense.
People just love them.
We
do a lot.
hand make our regular fries,
Regular
but not
fries are-
sweet potato.
yeah.
Okay.
Like, we've discovered that sweet potato fries are hard.
Yes.
Hard, because you
Hard to
couldn't
do.
get consistent sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
sometimes they're more woody, sometimes they're more soft.
Yeah.
And then
That's interesting.
We decided that was not our skill set.
No, you gotta play to your skill set.
Yeah.
So we just get a frozen sweet potato frying, but it's good. People
Yeah.
love them.
Yeah. Well, also, with kitchens, there's always storage issues too. And I
yeah,
would
yeah,
think
yeah.
if you're going to
Yeah.
cut fries, you need a whole station. At least in the kitchen, in the place where I worked, that you had to have a whole side to ka-kunk,
Yeah, we do.
ka-kunk
We have
into
one that
buckets.
actually comes off the wall. So
Okay.
we can still use that wall for other
Gotcha.
speed racks or whatever. We move the speed rack and then we put the potato thing on there and
Oh my
cut all of
gosh.
our fries.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a process.
Kitchen
for sure.
space is always an issue.
Always,
Oh
and we
my
have
gosh.
a huge kitchen. I mean, we do.
good.
We're very lucky.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, into desserts, and I've got to start with the Mockingbird pie.
Yes.
I mean,
Well, that was inspired by a possum pie.
okay.
So Arkansas possum pie,
Yeah.
which is basically, a crust. And I've seen walnut and I've seen pecan, and then chocolate pudding, and then a whipped topping.
Okay.
So I just changed it up a little bit. We do a pecan crust, then I do a cream cheese layer, sweetened cream cheese layer, and then we'll do our chocolate pastry cream that we make, and then we'll do the whipped cream with some powdered sugar in it,
Not fair.
and then it's just different layers.
And then we sprinkle crushed candy pecans and chocolate chips on top of
Yep.
it. It's made frozen. It's like she makes the layers frozen. So and we freeze them. And they actually makes a pretty good ice cream cake.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
People will get it to
Yeah.
go frozen because it lasts a long
Just-
time. It has
Sure.
a story. We had a customer who was really into it and comes weekly
yeah.
to get pie. Well, they were going to Hawaii for her birthday and she wanted pie. Well, her husband got with us and ordered a frozen pie. We put it in a box. He put it in another box with dry ice.
Yeah.
Overnighted it to Hawaii. when it got there, it was still frozen. But the top was a little messed up, but they said it was still frozen in the middle, and it tasted perfectly fine. So
Wow.
the pie travels well.
Wow.
Even to Hawaii.
Wow. What inexpensive shipping. Overnighting to Hawaii.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. My wife, her favorite thing on earth next to our dog is creme brulee. And you guys got a buttermilk creme brulee.
Yes. So when we put that, and that's been on the menu for 10 years as well, but we put that on the menu. I was like, okay, I've done creme brulee a gazillion ways. How can I make this unique to us? And I was like, a good Southern dessert is a buttermilk pie.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder if I can make a creme brulee with buttermilk in it. So I figured out how to do it and bake them off, and it gives it a little bit of tang, that buttermilk tang.
Interesting.
And it's good.
Interesting.
It's surprisingly really good. Yeah,
That's great.
People love it. So yeah.
That's great. And you guys house make your ice cream.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we'll have our standard honey cornbread ice cream and salted caramel ice cream, and then we'll do a special.
I just keep thinking, back in my head, I think my cousins when I was a kid got one of those, makers, ice cream makers, where you just sit there like this and do this with ice and salt for like 2 hours. And
and you get like this much ice cream. Yeah.
And it's just... Yeah.
We actually just use a Cuisinart, which you can just buy at Bed Bath & Beyond or whatever. We have a couple of those, and that works for us.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. But that's just where my brain goes. But among
The
other
honey
places.
cornbread's kind of unique because we take, our cornbread croutons that are on our Caesar salad.
Oh, okay.
That we make these little like mini muffins, and we put them and quick fry them, put them on our Caesar. Well, we take some of that cornbread and we crumble it up into a vanilla base, and then we drizzle Arkansas honey into it.
Oh, yum.
Sometimes it's so local because my one of our friends has hives at Wilson Park, and so every so often she'll bring us like big quarts of honey. So
Hell
you can't
yeah.
get super local. You can't get much more local than that.
I want her to be my friend too. That's great. Are you kidding me?
She's our secret source.
Secret source. But a lot of we usually get big jugs of Arkansas honey from different hives. They have people that like off Farmers Co-op of hives.
That's
and
great.
So that's great.
So great. So great. You guys also do a light lunch. Tell me a little bit about the idea behind that.
Well, it was to give people don't really want to sit down and have a big feast at lunch in general. So it was an option to, give them a lighter option, but also give them lighter cost, if you will.
That makes sense.
So it's $14.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
And you could get like half a sandwich and a soup, half a sandwich and salad.
Yeah.
We, big Caesar with some cup of soup or a side. We do like shrimp
tacos.
Smaller portion of our shrimp tacos. And things like that.
Great.
So people have options.
Yeah, it's great.
where our grilled cheese
we
is
can do
on
one
it.
shrimp cake, because usually the shrimp cakes come with two as an appetizer. So we'll give them like one shrimp cake and a salad or soup or something.
They should go to jail for that. You got to do 2 shrimp cakes. If you're just doing one,
I
I'm
know.
sorry. You're
leaving
wrong.
hungry. Yeah.
I know. You should just go to jail because you're leaving a big opportunity on the table there. Saturday and Sunday brunch. Tell me about the reservation process for that, because it's a little different.
Normally we can take a lot of same-day reservations like the rest of the week, but our brunch fills up, and
Yeah, it
we've
does.
found that people, to be fair to the people who are waiting in line, it's best if we don't take same-day reservations for brunch.
Yeah.
So you can call us and make a reservation, and anytime before the day of, as long as we have space.
Yeah.
For brunch.
Gotcha.
Pretty much anything else.
But you can always call, because if we do not every single weekend is going to be busy. You know, just call and see if we're taking reservations for brunch in the same day.
Yeah.
If we are, great. Awesome, we'll get you one.
We can work through it.
If we can't, just get here as soon as you can. We'll put your name on the list, and we'll get you seated as soon as we can.
There you go.
There you go.
That's simple. And it's Saturday, Sunday, obviously.
Yes.
10 to 2.
10 to 2. Awesome. A couple of the breakfast mains I've got to get into, and I know I've taken way too much of your guys' time. Chicken, waffle, and gravy. Good gosh almighty.
Yes. Well, we had to have chicken waffles on the menu because everybody was asking for it.
Sure.
So, and we take the same cornbread mix that we use for our cornbread croutons.
Yeah.
And we'll make the waffle, so it's a cornbread waffle.
Amazing.
We'll use our chicken that that we'd use for our fried chicken and for our chicken sandwiches, and our white gravy that we make, and
syrup.
And then we douse it in maple syrup, and some people just think it's awesome.
I'm sure.
I always want a nap after I eat that.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
I can
heavy,
see it,
yeah.
Rosemary brioche French toast.
Mm-hmm.
How come nobody has come up with this before? Because just reading it sounds amazing.
I don't know. I mean, I put rosemary in the brioche for our sandwiches.
Yeah.
When we were first opening, because I thought it would add just a little different flavor to it.
You
And
bet.
then when we were opening up for brunch, I was like, well, let's just use our brioche bread for that, and it worked out great.
That's
and,
great.
And Lee likes it, so.
Because I think it gives it, you get a sweet and savory combo that way.
Oh, that is great. Yeah.
You know, and so though we had to make sure that everything was boldly written on the menus because people kind of read it. They see French toast and they stop reading. You know, it's kind of like the gravy on this chicken and waffle. For a long time, people would all they know is chicken waffle with syrup. And so they wouldn't read past that.
Oh, no.
So we almost had to put it in the title so people would. So if they don't want the gravy,
Hear ye, hear ye.
I know.
I know.
If they don't want the gravy, that we cannot put it on.
Yeah.
But it's that way that they.
It's always a shocker when they're like, oh.
I wasn't expecting that. But yes, the brioche French toast is a popular thing.
So the potato hash.
Yes.
My dad used to just have it straight out of the can. That with corned beef hash and just. He was welcome to it. None of us wanted it, but this sounds way different and way better.
Well, we were actually, so I came up with this one. I was cooking us brunch at the house, and I had some sweet potatoes and some potatoes at the house, and I was like, making that, and we were eating it on the patio, and then I was like, I think I'm going to put this on the menu. This is good.
Yeah.
So, it's just, diced Yukon potatoes, diced sweet potatoes, bell pepper, kale, little onion, little garlic, little wine, salt and pepper, and then we use we cook everything in extra virgin olive oil and we saute. Mm-hmm. And then just a fried egg on top, how you like it. And then I like to have our house-made ketchup and our house-made hot sauce. You just dump it on there.
Dump it on there?
Yeah.
I mean, you would talk about nap.
Yeah.
Girl. Also, mimosas, Bloody Marys, and there's also, and we'll talk about all three. Let's just start with mimosas real quick.
Sure. I mean, it's your standard mimosa. We can do the Prosecco, or we've got our Blanc de Blanc, and then we've got our orange juice and
cranberry and grapefruit. You have a choice of 3 juices.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you get the big bottle. You can get them by the glass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good brunch item.
Bloody Marys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we make our Bloody Mary mix.
Okay.
So it's just canned tomato juice, and I make a house one where it's just got your standard spices in it and some tweaks here and there, and then the spicy's got some, cayenne pepper and different spices in there to spice it up. Our house-made hot sauce in both of them, and we'll do our, our Rocktown vodka, which is made in Little Rock.
Yep.
For our standard one, but you can upgrade to a Tito's, and we call it the loaded Tito's. So we got pimento cheese, olives in there, bacon,
piece of bacon, and our pickles, house-made pickles, all that, and that's a good one. Our Irish coffee is a little bit unique as well. It has
one of my favorite things. And by the way, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I make an Irish coffee every morning on Thanksgiving morning.
There you go.
When I'm firing up the smoker.
Sure.
Now in my family we just do a chicken because they don't all like turkey, and I don't know what that's all about. But I'll do the chicken and I'll smoke it, and I'll do I think it's usually cherry wood, but I will do it to an Irish coffee, and let me tell you, that's like the one time a year when I do it. I'm thinking as I'm older I might expand that. Please go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, we make it with our coffee, a little bit of brown sugar, and we add that with Jameson's, and then on top we have our Bailey's whip. We put a little bit of Bailey's in a whipped cream, and then put that on top and sprinkle some more brown sugar on top. So it's pretty tasty.
My recipe just changed.
I think the key really is the brown sugar and Jameson mixed together, and then you pour the coffee on there, and then that Bailey's whip. It's good.
It's a good combination.
Talk about taking a nap.
Boy, right? Coffee for color? Is that what that is?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now we got to get into the margaritas.
Oh, yeah, the margaritas.
Please.
So we make our own sweet and sour.
Outstanding.
Lemon, we make with lemon and lime juice, fresh lemon and lime juices. Make our own simple syrup, so it's all that mixes, ready to roll. And then we've got our unique one is I know for a while there I was doing all right, it's strawberry season. Let's get a bunch of strawberries in because we can do that. Make a puree. We'll do a strawberry margarita, then blueberry down the road. And then I had a friend of mine who was like, well, what are you going to do when all the fruit runs out? And I was like, apple butter.
Heck yeah.
We had some apple butter that my aunt had made at Lincoln because they have the Apple Fest out there every year. And so I was like, well, let's try this. She said, let's try it. And so...
cinnamon sugar rim and just a dollop of that apple butter.
Stop it.
It's so good.
Now, this is off menu, correct?
Yeah,
it's a seasonal thing. We'll put it on specials. We'll put it on our special seats.
On a special board, yeah.
Yeah, if we especially we have to go get some apple butter.
Yeah.
We usually get War Eagle just to keep it local, and
Nice.
they have good apple butter.
Yes, they do.
And so because we've tried some different brands and we like theirs best, and so
It's more. I think it's more similar to the one that your grandmother and your aunt
made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, bless you guys for doing that research. I know having to test so many margaritas is
it was hard.
It's tough. It's tough. And and the great thing about the apple butter margarita is that it has become her family's favorite now. So it's good.
I think that my
awesome.
family is making it home now. Some of them.
That's good.
Some of
That's
them.
good.
That's
and
good.
so the customers that have been coming here for years, they're like, "Can I get an apple butter margarita yet?" And it's like, "You can get an apple butter margarita anytime you want."
Tell them now.
Yeah.
I love
As
it.
we have the apple butter.
Yes,
That's
if you
it.
have the apple
That's
butter,
it.
you can get it. But it's something about fall. It's apple season.
It nails
Let's
it,
do
right?
Yeah,
It nails it. And one more thing I forgot to ask about, the stir-fried farro.
Yeah.
Please tell me about that.
So we needed a vegan dish.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just wanted something, again, unique, and I wanted to play around with farro because it's a hearty grain.
Okay.
It's not as delicate as rice, so when you cook it off, you can cool it down, and then you can make a risotto. You can stir fry with
Interesting.
it. You
Okay.
can put it in salads. Whatever.
For a while, she was even making like an oatmeal style farro.
Yeah, I did that for a
a
little
while
while.
because it's just a grain that you could heat up and then add.
It's things stew.
Very versatile.
Yeah. So then when I was working at this restaurant and when I was in culinary school in Woodstock in New York, and it was called New World Home Cooking, and the chef there was doing, he was really into peppers and stuff like that, but he did a lot of good vegan things.
Okay.
And so he took basically tofu and turmeric and mixed it together and put it in things and called it scrambled eggs. So I put it in the stir fry for some flavor, but also it looks like your stir fry scrambled eggs.
Okay.
So it's got it's got good veggies in there. It's got our broccolini and our mushrooms and our kale.
Nice.
A little bit of soy sauce. It's just kind of stir everything up. We do it's called one of my culinary school teachers called it Chinese mirepoix. So it's a combination of ginger, garlic, scallion. It's got a little bit of crushed red pepper in there, and green onions, and we mix that, grind that up together, so it's kind of like a paste, and you put that in there.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of flavor.
Ooh.
That's the flavor bomb in there.
I was about to say.
Yeah, and then you
Unbelievable.
put everything in there, and you kind of stir fry it in the pan. It's really hard saute in the pan, really,
Yeah.
and then you deglaze. We'll deglaze with soy sauce, a little bit of water, steam everything up, serve it.
And
there you go.
farro's chewy, so you get a little more
little texture.
compared to rice.
All right. Interesting. Gosh, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
gosh. Guys, thank you. This has been great.
Good,
It's been a
thank
fun
you.
one, yeah. Please tell folks where they can find you both in person and online.
Yeah, sure. So 1466 North College Avenue in Fayetteville and Evelyn Hills Shopping Center. We are right next to Summer Moon Coffee and Arcadia in the shopping center, right here in the corner.
www.mockingbirdkitchen.com.
Okay. Are you guys Facebook and Instagram?
We are.
Definitely.
Okay.
Mockingbird
All right.
Kitchen. And call for reservations or just come by and see us.
Yeah, come do it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Flavors of Northwest Arkansas is on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Please tip your servers. Please tip your servers. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.